So going on tour, it's been 3 months now. Everywhere we go, we try to connect with the artist and the youth voice on the different places. So for the next song, I would like to invite a beautiful girl from Blacksburg. I would like to help me introduce Vicki from Blacksburg.
The first digitally native generation. Digitally native, as in I was born after the internet. As in, there has never been a moment where the world was not at my fingertips. It's a marvel for the Anthropocene and a tragedy for our planet. I owe my allegiance not to the mountains among which I was born, nor to the soil which fed me, but to some greater framework connecting humanity across space-time. A land that encompasses the human record, but not a land at all. You cannot sink bare feet into the internet. You cannot relish a cybernetic breeze. And it feeds you, but it won't sustain you. No, the internet is no land, so I am a child of everywhere. And that doesn't sound like such a bad thing. But I think we have overestimated humanity, our capacity to carry heavy burdens. When the internet happened, and the world got infinitely bigger, man did not get bigger with it. We were able to see all the world had to offer. But there must have been a line we crossed when we stopped understanding it. I think of it as a saturation point. A sponge can take in only so much before oversaturation and runoff. We cannot empathize with every tragedy in the world, and yet we are constantly exposed to them. A live wire, 1,000 open tabs, they wash over us and away. There are no cares left to give. We try though. We care about everything all of the time. It is a social obligation. My generation is performative and disconnected, but there are better words for it. We are loud, and we are lonely. We are loud. When the world got big and man did not get bigger with it, no one noticed, because we got louder. Able to amplify every tragedy into a call of action, we began the game. Who could be the loudest? Who could care the most? We are tasked with solving the climate crisis in front of us, and whoever is the loudest must certainly be working the hardest. So we shout, we scream into the internet, and it hits dead air and deaf ears, a coursing river of activist shaming that cannot permeate over saturated sponge. We are loud, and it is wasting time. Because no one is listening. And we are lonely. We have never been more connected, so it is difficult to tell, but it's there. A hollow ache, a crowd of strangers, a bright screen in a pitch black room. We are vastly lonely. Locality does not foster community, because when connection is no longer dependent on distance, locality is irrelevant. My brother lives across the ocean, and I share breath with strangers in the supermarket. We have lost something. Community is what grounds us. But no one is focused on the region, because everyone is focused on the world. We are children of everywhere, but the somewhere suffers. As lonely as we are, the magnitude of this problem sends us spiraling. I am not a policymaker. I am not a scientist. But I am something that they are not. I am small. I am small but strong-willed, planked often tumbled in tides and yet able to touch sunlight. We are pollinators and earthworms. We are the carbon sinks of seashells. Like for all else on earth, it does not matter that we are small, because we are many. And I know it's been said before, do your part and the planet will be saved. But this fails us. When we don't grasp the tragedy of our world, what good is its salvation? I was born on earth, but I have barely met her. What I know is my community, my somewhere. Save the tree outside your home, save your white winters and your sun shower summers. When we are small and asked to do big, we feel helpless when it is not brought to scale. But when we are small, and we do small, there is no need to be loud. A whisper carries. And when a whisper is heard, it is difficult to feel lonely. If we take off the weight of saving the entire world, we would actually do it. And while I rest easier picturing sprawling green cities, miles of reclaimed forest, that is as unknowable as our world today. So I hope for this. My daughter, at my age, off on a hike with friends somewhere, unable to intimately recall the last time she was lonely.
Vicki!